Yes, the face resemblance can use some work here. I did some drawings and they weren't great. You know they're not good when I'm spending like 5 hours here figuring out what they are. Hey guys, my name is Ray. I've been drawing for about 6 months now, and I've done various different drawings in different styles. Every week I spend around 20 to 30 hours drawing, and a lot of drawings that I do don't get shared on social media. So today I wanted to show you guys what I drew this week so that you get an idea of what my progression is, and hopefully over time you can watch these videos and you can see an improvement on my drawing abilities. Okay, to start off I wanted to show you guys some animals drawings that I did at the Phoenix Zoo. So I just started going to the Phoenix Zoo with my daughter a week ago, and when we first showed up I did some drawings and they weren't great. So I was just quickly trying to sketch some rhinos, and this was the elephant that sadly passed away maybe 3 or 4 days after we visited the zoo, and I'm really sad about that because I sadly misses that elephant and it'll never come back again. And it was the first time my daughter ever got to see an elephant, so yeah, she'll never get to see an elephant for a while until we go visit a zoo somewhere else, because unfortunately the Phoenix Zoo has decided to not bring back another elephant, or fortunately, because there are some controversies of how the elephant was actually treated. But whatever you can say, it's RIP to the elephant Indu. And I want to just flip through some of these pages. These are really quick because I have my daughter with me. I need to be efficient about how I sketch. And this is, I think this is still the front and back of rhinos. And we have elephants here. The form isn't great, but I wanted to show you a big part of this is to show you the progression of these drawings. And yeah, let's see. And this was actually me going there sometime, the second time, with my daughter again. So when I'm with my daughter doing these sketches, I gotta do them real quick. And then you can see, this is, I think this was a leopard, a vulture, and then a cat here. This is the tiger, and this was supposed to be a tiger as well. And I think this was supposed to be, I can't make it out, unfortunately. So that was my personal sketchbook. I use that sketchbook whenever I am out and about with my daughter and I have to be really quick about my drawings. And secondly, I wanted to show you guys, this was a day that I spent, a morning I spent by myself at the zoo. And you know, I have more time to do these drawings, and I think the main limitation with this one is just how still the animals are keeping their poses, because they tend to change their pose quite a bit in real life. So here we go. So these were actually not live animals. These were from the Phoenix Zoo. They have a art gallery section, and I did some warm-up going in there and seeing these sculptures. These were both sculptures. This one was of the lions fighting, and this is the elephant. There's actually 2 of them, but that's all I can fit onto the page. So this was my warm-up. And next I went to visit the lizards exhibit, and you can see the lizards. I'm trying to understand their faces. And then this was the owl, and we have another vulture here. Just trying to understand their face. And then we have the bearded lizard here. Show you. And this was a spider. I'm not happy with them, but I'm hoping that with time I can improve my results. We got snakes, some more lizards. Trying to capture the 3D form of these animals, but also, you know, keep in mind that every time I'm drawing here, they are moving quite a bit. So it's never easy when you're trying to do some live sketches of the zoo. And then we have golden eagle here. Golden eagle. Golden eagle was pretty small when I drew him because I have to stay on the other side of the fence. So you can see, well, and also I didn't know a lot about their anatomy, so I'm kind of limited in what I can do. But I try my best in studying their forms and understanding, you know, what kind of shapes they are and the shape language and etc. So I try to do my best here. Okay, and here I think this is the beginning of the tiger section. The Phoenix Zoo do have a couple of tigers that I saw, so I went up to their area and I started just sketching them, but they were moving quite a lot, so it was hard to keep up with them, as you can imagine. But here we go. This was really rough. Just trying to get their face down. It was tough. It was tough. They were moving all the time, and I think I can pull up some B-rolls of, you know, what they were doing and what I was trying to do there. And I'm not sure if this was, yes, this was a tiger. This was towards the later bits of the tiger. I think this came first. This, trying to understand the face, a face of a tiger. Trying to understand a face of a tiger here. And yeah, it's lion. Tiger. Yes, it's another tiger with the stripes. Just trying to understand who they are and what they look like. Here we go, and this was another pose. And you know, as I'm doing these sketch-alongs, they are moving so quickly, changing their positions sometimes every 10 seconds. So it gets really complicated and difficult as you're trying to do these live drawings. Not easy at all. And yeah, this was the ball. They were playing with their balls in the water. It was really cute. And I would, even if you have no interest in sketching them, I would recommend you going to see a live tiger at the zoo. They just move so majestically and move so quickly. Highly recommend just, you know, meeting a wild friend wherever you live at the zoo. And here we go. And next, yes, I think this was also the tiger, but not very good. So I'm hoping that by next time I show you these pictures, they will improve. And that's the way I hope the progression goes as I'm doing more and more of it. You know, I hope that my drawings get better and you can see the progression. And this is next is something else here. I think these look like, okay, we have the flamingo here and horse. But you know they're not good when I'm spending like 5 hours here figuring out what they are, you know, right? So I'm understanding the shapes. This is my first time trying to sketch seriously at the zoo, and I am learning a lot every time I go, and it's definitely challenging to draw animals. And this is where, you know, when the animals you draw, they slow down a bit, it gets easier to draw. Camel, that was easy because the camel wasn't moving at all, right? And then we had the flamingo, and there was a cute flamingo baby at the zoo, so I got to draw it and I got some footage of it. It was really cute. All right, and then back here, I'm trying to remember what these are. Yeah, I'm not sure. This might be more of the tiger because at one point I ran out of paper and I had to flip around the page to draw on the back. And this was the last picture I have from that day at the zoo, and this was the giraffe. I think I was most happy with this giraffe here at the zoo. I managed to capture some of the 3D form. And then the legs, I'm happy with this. Not perfect, but happy. You gotta be. Just starting off, it's not gonna be perfect. Alright, and next I want to move on to my more serious sketchbook. Okay, and this was, so ignored this part. This was me drawing the Morpho Mammals book, sketching out of it, but this was not from this week. This was probably, I would say, like a month or two ago. So this was me using a reference picture trying to sketch a lion, but I just realized the proportions were wrong, and the form was really struggling here. And yes, that was more challenging than I thought, because I thought that, you know, after I went to the zoo and I'm using a reference, this should be easy. But it turned out not to be. So I'm a little miffed, and I try to correct it here, but it still wasn't great. Yes, and I did use reference, so I have no excuse here. But I think it just comes down to a gap of understanding when it comes to the what a lion looks like, and you know that affects my ability to interpret these reference images. Just because you have the reference in your hands, you still have to understand what lies beneath these hairs and such. A lot to interpret. And here I went to my daughter's friend's house, and they have a cat, so I started sketching it live. I thought I did an okay job given how quickly everything was moving, but still I'm not happy with it. I'm always trying to improve what I can do. And we have a top-down view of the cat, pointed both ways. Here, I'm trying to just incorporate what I've learned and about the forms and gestures into what I see. And this was their daughter. Yes, the face of resemblance can use some work here. I'm not gonna lie. And this was me trying to draw my hand. And one of the most challenging things you can do as an artist is drawing your hand. So yeah, here's me. I just use my own hand and I try to, pose it and draw it. And that's what it looked like. And this was actually from like a week ago when my cousin held a May the 4th event at her tea shop. So yeah, that was not from this week, but I was just trying to draw from a model and, incorporate what I saw into the picture. And if you actually had the live model in your hand, it wouldn't be a perfect replica, because I did have to adjust it because I made some mistakes. But it's what it is. I did learn a lot from doing it. Yeah, and I have to be happy about it. And more hand studies right here. And then this was a gesture drawing of my daughter's friend's dad. So he was on the couch here, and I was just trying to sketch him real quick. So this page was actually me going to an urban sketching event. And this was my second one with the Phoenix Urban Sketchers. And this building right here is located in downtown Chandler. It's some sort of civics building. And yeah, I was trying to quickly interpret what I saw and put it down in the page. Every pose is timed, so I have to be efficient with my timing, and I can't dilly-dally. And yes, that's what we have here. And this one is kind of fun because this is the Grateful Joe. She owns a truck where she serves teas and coffee, and I drew it. I just thought it was an interesting truck, and I started drawing. And I have my friend here, Insta Cheek Guy, and he was sketching the van too. So I drew him and I incorporated it. And I have a short video of me drawing him in the truck uploaded on Shorts. And I'm happy about this picture. Yeah, it turned out better than I thought. So I think this was an improvement of what I did the prior time with the Urban Sketchers, because it incorporates some sort of perspective. You can see two sides of the truck. Yeah, and then him was at an angle too, kind of giving it like a three-dimensional form, which it is an improvement, and it shows my progression. So I'm happy about that. So that's the last drawing of what I drew this week. I hope you enjoyed my drawings and my progress so far. I hope that next week I have more drawings to show you with improvements. I can't wait to see you guys soon. Subscribe so you can see my next video upload.